Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Chat with Melisa. Today, I have the privilege of speaking with Jared Welch, who's the VP of America Sales Engineering at UiPath. Jared works closely with customers who are putting GenAI into action, and he has great insights on what's happening behind all the hype. So in this episode, we'll talk about what so many leaders are asking right now. Why is everyone excited about GenAI, but very few are seeing the actual results? We'll also talk about why AI pilots stall and how can we turn AI experiments into real impact, and from where does the real ROI come from? Okay, we know that there's a lot of AI activity happening right now. Everyone's using AI and talking about AI. Many companies are excited about GenAI, but very few are actually seeing the results, or they're struggling to turn that into real impact. So why do you think so many AI pilots stall before they scale?
My experience has been that customers are either looking to start too big or too small with generative AI, right? We've seen a lot of success with this kind of too small world, which is chatbots, ChatGPT, Anthropic Claude pilots, right? Giving access to LLM-based chatbots to the masses to generate content, write emails, and it's working, but it's not really able to scale and provide the enterprise impact that they're expecting from enterprise-grade technology. Mm-hmm. On the flip side of that spectrum, we're seeing folks try to solve the absolute hardest problems that have not been previously solved before. And that's obviously going to have its own complications. If you are doing new technology for the very first time, it's hard to implement it correctly, understand all the pitfalls, all the hurdles, all the challenges, all the governance that's required to do it the most effective way. So the customers that we've seen be most successful are hitting that middle ground, right? They're attacking existing problems and augmenting existing technology with agentic. That's really where we're seeing the most success.
That's a great answer. And yes, it makes sense. I think most of the customers just hitting that middle ground. But how do you think leaders should bring about this connection that can lead to real business impact?
Yeah, I think there's two pieces to think about here, right? One is based on that first answer, which is attaching to existing problems, existing KPIs. There's not a need to reinvent the wheel here necessarily. Again, yes, there are going to be brand new solutions, brand new technologies, brand new solutions that are created as a result of generative AI. Yes, that is going to be the top 5%, maybe the top 1% of companies who can do that and be the leading edge visionaries moving that forward. But most people are going to benefit the most from being able to attach to their existing workflows. They know what's important. They know where their value already is. They know where their existing challenges are. They know where their technology is being implemented and is currently hitting a wall. And being able to augment the existing solutions with existing KPIs, existing ROI with agentic is going to increase the efficacy of those solutions. As we've been evolving over the last 2 years here, we've added more tools to things like ChatGPT. And that's where this word agent comes in, right? You give LLM access to tools. That's where you get this agent where it can actually do execution. And so that's why we are very big upon this agentic world, which is a really intelligent brain with a highly capable body. And so we're starting to see this agent world where you have API calls, MCP servers to allow access to different tools. But then the last little piece there is all of these tools are more or less API based, right? I can give access to my agent to things, data, tools that are available through an API. And we've seen from UiPath lens very, very specifically here, not everything is available through an API, right? We've had a huge amount of success in the RPA world with UI-based automation. There is always going to be a core component of access to data, of execution that requires a UI-based interaction. So give an agent access to APIs, great. Give it access to the right context, great. Give it access to UI-based interaction as well, right? That full spectrum of tools, that's where you're seeing the actual execution, the actual value, and you get out of this personal productivity world.
Very well said, Jared. What do you think, or what separates companies that stay stuck experimenting from those that actually transform with AI?
If you are stuck in the personal productivity world, how do you scale that out? You give more licenses to ChatGPT.
Hmm.
right? It's a really hard way to scale enterprise AI. I think it's not a very enterprise grade tool. To me, scale means impact. I want to track ROI. Instead of slicing the pie this direction, we can slice it this direction. And what I mean by that is, let's pick something that everyone knows. It's what everyone always talks about in the accounts payable world, invoice processing, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to agentify the entire AP process in one go. But the way that people are tending to slice this is, okay, I'm going to slice just one segment of AP processing. I'm going to do just the digitization of the invoice, right? There is value there for sure.
Yes.
We're also seeing something happen though is, okay, what if I slice it this way? And I say, I'm going to agentify one vendor. If I say this vendor X goes through this one process, I'm going to teach an agent to handle their specific scenario. Instead of building an agent that handles everything, I can start to piecemeal together specific outcomes that I know need to happen, prove that there's success in one specific vendor. When I find success with that, I build a second agent that handles vendor Y. Ideally, we don't build a different agent per different vendor, and it's part of the value of this generative type technology. This is a new technology. There are going to be lessons learned. There will be new best practices that are created. MCP was less than 12 months ago. It's going to be an industry standard, right? We are still learning and evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So starting something, figuring out that right slice where if you do that slice correctly, there is real impact.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing your insights. In fact, we generally see that most AI budgets go to sales and marketing, probably for visibility or metrics. Do you think the bigger ROI lies somewhere else?
I think the biggest ROI lies somewhere else, yes. I think it is a less obvious ROI though. Again, I'm not viewing generative AI as we have to completely change how we look at everything. Right? It is going to push some boundaries for sure, but the most impact I have seen has been augmenting existing technology, existing processes, and pushing those forward. And where we've seen the most success be in technology tends to be the back office. It tends to be the middle office. It tends to be executing workflows, managing end-to-end life cycles, right? It is revenue cycle management. It is loans and claims. It is the inventory management in retail and manufacturing. It is that back office where the complexity is. So my personal opinion is we're going to see that same pattern occur in the agentic world. But I think as we are learning how to truly agentify workflows and not provide chatbots on top of existing data sets, that's where we'll see the most value come through.
Okay, now let's talk about the concept of shadow AI, where employees are ahead of the organization. They're already using AI tools on their own. So how should leaders balance that with the need for structure and governance?
On one hand, this is a brand new tech, yes. On the other hand, it's technology. We know the baseline expectations of technology: governed, secure, auditable, trustworthy. Right? This is not brand new all of a sudden from what do I as an IT leader, what are my must-haves? Right? Governance is top of that list. Right? Shadow IT, I'm not against it in principle. I'm against it in practice, which is I think we should democratize tech. For sure. We should get more technology into the hands of more people in a governed way. The challenge is, how do I scale enterprise AI? And again, yes, we've already seen examples of some of these application-specific agents get access to the wrong context. And now I'm starting to publicize or share information that should not have been shared to certain employees or external clients, right? There's already governance issues in just the chatbot world. Let's now move into more of the enterprise grade world. It exists there for sure, right? So if we're agreeing that governance is crucial, then you're looking for a technology framework that provides that. And I think the build versus buy debate is very interesting right now because I think people think about it as a binary option. I either fully build or I fully buy. I think my opinion sits in the middle where things like governance, auditability, traceability, integration, right? These pieces don't build. Right? There are known providers that do that really, really well.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to put UiPath in that category for sure. I think that we've had a enterprise grade opinion on how to do governance, role-based access control, encryption in transit and at rest, like all the different things that you need to have for an enterprise grade tool. You should be buying that from someone who's already figured that out, not spending your time trying to integrate with SSO, right? That is a thing that can be off the shelf done for you. And then back to my previous comments around the workflows, the execution, the value, the KPIs, that's where you figure out your thing, right? You can then build workflow specific executions. And we're seeing the customers that do that the right way and put that first and top of mind are actually getting that value that they're looking for.
Love that perspective. I think most companies should remember the fact that we don't need to build something from scratch or have something of our own. It's okay to adopt, and it depends how fast we adopt what is already existing and leverage what is already existing. It was great talking to you. I love this conversation. Thank you for sharing your insights, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Melissa.
Viewers, we hope you enjoyed this conversation. For anyone watching this episode, I think the main takeaway here is GenAI won't transform your business. It's not about what GenAI can do for you. It's about how we or the organizations can make it truly work for ourselves. So it's the approach that actually matters. Stay tuned for more such episodes on agentic automation on Chat with Melisa. Thank you.